Today we are taking a look at Ai from Oshi no Ko. This is the rabbit room wear version in the desktop cute figure line by Taito. Oshi no Ko is a drama series set in the entertainment world, built around idols, actors, fame, public image, and the gap between what is shown on stage and what is hidden behind it. Within that story, Ai stands at the center as the idol who defines the series' emotional starting point. Her presence shapes the tone of the story from the beginning, and her role remains deeply tied to the emotional core of the work. Today's highlights for this figure are the wink and facial expression, the soft room wear texture, and the seated pose that gives the sculpt its shape. The expression is the first thing that gives this figure its identity. One eye stays open while the other closes into a wink, and the mouth settles into a small smile instead of a wide laugh, so the face feels playful without becoming exaggerated. That balance works especially well here because the raised index finger near the mouth makes the expression feel a little more teasing and deliberate. The outfit is another major point of interest. The pink outer layer uses a soft, uneven surface instead of a flat, smooth finish, and that gives the roomwear styling much more presence across the headband, sleeves, and lower half. Because the white inner top stays clean and simple while the pink outerwear carries more texture, the figure gets a clear contrast between soft volume and a lighter inner layer. The pose then ties everything together. Rather than standing upright, the figure sits low with both knees bent, with one leg opening outward along the floor and the other folding back closer to the body. That seated arrangement gives the silhouette a wider and more relaxed shape instead of a straight front-facing line. It also works well with the finger pose, the dropped outerwear, and the long hair, so the whole figure feels gentle, playful, and naturally arranged from top to bottom. This channel brings you figure reviews and anime merchandise updates straight from Japan. If you enjoyed this kind of content, don't forget to subscribe. The face is built around a very soft, playful expression. One eye remains open with a large star-shaped pattern inside the iris, while the other closes into a wink that keeps the mood light from the first glance. The mouth stays small and gently curved, so the smile feels calm and controlled rather than overly loud. Light blush marks on the cheeks add one more layer to that expression and help the face look warm from the front. What makes the expression especially effective is how well it works with the hand gesture. The raised index finger sits close to the mouth and cheek area, so the face does not rely on the wink alone. Instead, the wink, the starry eye, the small smile, and the finger pose all work together at the same time. That gives the head area a playful focal point without making the sculpt feel too busy. The hair supports that same feeling very well. The bangs fall forward in separated sections across the forehead, and those sections leave enough open space for the face to stay fully readable from the front. Longer front strands drop down past the cheeks and continue toward the chest, so the face feels framed without being crowded. That arrangement keeps the expression clear while still giving the hairstyle enough volume around it. The rest of the hair flows down in long sections behind the shoulders and back. Instead of being tied up, it stays loose and spreads into layered strands that curve outward near the ends. The color transition also helps a lot here because the darker blue shifts into a softer purple toward the lower sections, which keeps the silhouette active even where the sculpt itself becomes smoother. The pink bunny headband adds one more strong shape at the top, and its large upright ears immediately give the figure a more playful roomwear identity before the eye even moves down to the face. The upper body is shaped by a very open and relaxed arrangement. One arm rises so the hand can bring the index finger near the mouth, while the other drops down between the legs, so the torso stays easy to read from the front. Because the shoulders are not blocked by crossed arms or large accessories, the line from the neck down through the chest remains clean and uninterrupted. The inner top is kept simple, but it still has enough detail to stand out. Thin pink shoulder straps run up over the shoulders, and the white chest area is bordered with pink trim that helps define the top edge clearly. A small bow sits near the center of the chest, and a narrow decorative line runs along the upper edge, giving the white inner layer just enough extra shape without making it look heavy. That clean inner design works well because it gives the figure a bright central area beneath the more textured pink outerwear. The outer layer is what gives the upper body most of its softness. It sits dropped below the shoulders instead of covering them fully, and the white fluffy sections around the upper arms create a strong boundary between the inner top and the outer garment. The sleeves are large and rounded, and the cuffs open outward in a loose flared shape, which helps the roomwear styling feel light rather than stiff. The front also stays open, and the visible zipper line adds one clear vertical detail through the otherwise soft surface. Another strong point is the way the upper outfit balances texture and simplicity. The white inner top stays smooth and fitted through the center of the torso, while the pink outerwear carries more volume, more surface variation, and more visual softness. Because those two layers are separated so clearly, the figure avoids looking flat even though the clothing design itself remains fairly minimal. That contrast is what makes the upper half feel gentle and cozy while still keeping the body line readable. The lower body continues the same roomwear styling without breaking the figure's softness. The pink lower section sits close to the hips and upper thighs, and the hem adds a light ruffled edge that keeps the outline from ending too abruptly. Small bows placed at the side pockets give the lower half extra detail and help connect it visually with the smaller pink accents used above. From the rear angle, the small round bunny tail adds another playful element and reinforces the rabbit theme in a simple way. The pose is the strongest part of the lower half. Rather than stretching the legs straight out in front, the figure sits low with both knees bent and spread apart, which immediately gives the silhouette a wider and more grounded shape. One leg opens outward along the floor and carries the longest line near the bottom of the figure, while the other folds back closer to the body and stays more compact behind it. That contrast prevents the seated pose from looking too even or too symmetrical. The position of the lower hand also helps the pose feel more complete. Because that hand reaches down between the legs with the fingers spread across the floor, the front view gains another clear point of contact near the center. That small placement matters more than it might seem at first because it visually connects the torso to the seated lower body and keeps the composition from feeling top-heavy. It also gives the pose a slightly quieter counterpoint to the raised finger near the face. The feet work well with the casual styling. They remain bare, which suits the roomwear concept naturally, and the pink toenails carry the accent color all the way to the bottom of the figure. The lower half is therefore not trying to impress through complexity. Instead, it works through the combination of the bent seated leg arrangement, the compact clothing details, the hand placement, and the soft barefoot finish. Taken together, those elements give the figure a pose that feels relaxed, playful, and naturally settled into place. This figure is approximately 13 centimeters tall. That's about 5.1 inches. For size comparison, here's a 350 milliliter can. That's about 12 ounces in the US. Overall, by Taito, stands out for the way this figure combines a soft, playful expression, a cozy, layered roomwear design, and a seated pose that gives the sculpt a wide and relaxed silhouette. The face is one of the strongest elements here. The wink, the starry open eye, and the small smile immediately establish the mood, and the blush marks help the expression feel even warmer from the front. Rather than pushing for a loud or exaggerated reaction, the figure works through a softer, playful look that stays easy to appreciate at a glance. The hair also adds a lot to the figure's appeal. The separated bangs keep the face open, while the longer front strands and the loose hair flowing behind the shoulders help frame the upper body without closing it off. The blue to purple transition toward the ends keeps the silhouette active, and the large bunny headband gives the top of the figure a very clear visual hook. The upper body works because the outfit layering is handled cleanly. The white inner top stays simple and fitted through the center, while the pink outerwear drops lower on the body and adds more softness through the sleeves, surface texture, and open front. The raised finger pose also helps a lot here because it gives the expression a direct partner rather than leaving the face to do all the work by itself. The lower half keeps that same balance between simplicity and shape. The seated leg arrangement creates a broad, low silhouette. The side bows and bunny tail add just enough extra charm, and the barefoot finish suits the roomwear styling naturally. Because one leg opens outward along the floor while the other folds back closer to the body, the figure avoids looking stiff and keeps a gentle sense of movement even in a seated position. What makes the figure especially satisfying is that the concept stays consistent all the way through. The bunny headband, the dropped outerwear, the soft pink surface, the seated pose, and the small hand gesture all support the same mood instead of competing with one another. Because of that, fans of Oshi no Ko or I will definitely enjoy this piece. With that focus, it should feel especially satisfying for collectors who want a figure that brings together a cute expression, cozy roomwear styling, and a relaxed seated silhouette. That's it for this video. If there's any part of the figure you liked, feel free to leave a comment and share your thoughts. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.